open the meeting then.
I'll make the motion to open the meeting.
And the second,
I second. Lisa Tancredi.
right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Aye.
and so we are now in, I guess, open session, and we can commence with the approval of the minutes, the open portion of the minutes from February 2nd of 2021. Is there anyone who did not have a chance to review the minutes? Great. Is there a motion to approve the open minutes?
I'll make a motion to,
Okay. A motion to, a second.
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Okay, the motion passes. Is there a motion to approve the closed minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the closed minutes.
Is there a second?
I second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
In favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So both portions of the minutes of February 2nd, 2021 are approved. And we can move into the executive director report with respect to any portion that is appropriate for the open portion of the meeting. Kelly.
Okay. The content, I was just going to pull up the, oh, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Okay, here's the agenda. So my report, I'm just going to give you a status of the new online ethics course. It's been rolled out to all of these various departments, and it now has over 2,000 employees that have taken the training and been certified. There's probably 3,500 employees that have the training. Again, by August 31st, September 1st, we will have had 8,000 employees take this training. I am thinking about having it go to all boards and commissions that file a financial disclosure, I think in August or July. So that's great. I've been continuing to do the mandatory monthly ethics trainings for the boards and commissions. That's gone really well. Not only do I just kind of do a PowerPoint, so to date I have done Rec and Parks, the library, and I am scheduled to do the Workforce Development Board, which has about 50 members, this Thursday morning. Some of it is about the broad brushstrokes of ethics and what they should be concerned about as it applies to them in their various roles on these boards and commissions. And some of it is also financial disclosure training, and it's also a good opportunity to just kind of remind them about the Ethics Commission and what their role is, and if they have any questions, they should feel free to reach out, etc. So we have a new online financial disclosure system that Laura has filed her financial disclosure with, and she'll talk to everybody about how wonderful and fabulous it is. Sue's also done it too. It has certainly, there have been some bumps in the road. It is not perfect, but it has really streamlined the process for me because it's now all this information is being housed somewhere electronically. So when Laura and Sue submitted their disclosure, they got an email back saying it had been submitted. I reviewed it and I either approved it or said it needs attention. You would be amazed at how many people fail to put any real property down. Then I email them back and say, you live somewhere, you should have an affirmative response to Schedule A. But then you get an email back with a confirmation number saying it's been approved, and there are various reports that we can run for anybody that lists Schedule C interest in corporations. And so I'm kind of thinking once everybody has filed, maybe in May or June, it would be kind of good for us as a group to talk about where the various conflicts lie. You know, the person on the planning board's wife works here, husband works there. I just think that would be kind of good information because historically all of this has been in Sue's head or my head or whoever's head. And so now it's kind of out there in this database where we can run reports for it, which will be helpful. I'm working right now on process and procedure documents for financial disclosures for board and commission members and for employees, because we went from 50 employees to file to about 250 employees to file. And it's a real challenge because, as Sue knows, you know, you have like 50 people in permits and applications that are supposed to file. You send the email reminders, half of those people have left government service, so you have to then track them down. So we're trying to come up with a procedure for this, basically that puts the onus on the agency to kind of keep track of those 50 people. And if somebody, you know, is hired on, they get a part of an onboarding packet with a document that says you have to file within 30 days. And when somebody leaves, they get an outboarding packet, all that kind of stuff that I'm working with Sue on that. And that's all the news that's good to report.
Kelly, with respect to the timing of these different courses that are being done for the different departments, I believe that when they were being done in person, and I guess Sue and Mike are going to remember this, they were done, I believe offered twice a year, or was it 3? Okay. And I think the statutory obligation is still once a year. So because they were done, you know, at 2 different times, it was kind of easy for people to remember and probably for the department to track, you know, when people were up to have to do it again. And so if what you're doing is doing it kind of on a almost continuing basis, you know what I mean, through the year, I just want to know if there's a tracking going on. I know you have it in your mind that eventually you might propose legislation to be only every 3 years, but right now it's every year. So are we being able to track to make sure that people are in fact going to be making sure that they get it every year?
Yeah. So for the boards and commissions, the way I've tracked it is I have these are what I call the monthly in-person. So I wanted to kind of set the precedent that each board has their standard annual training, whether it's every January, it's Rec and Parks, and kind of start that precedent. I did a training session for the 50 senior members of planning, I guess last week. I guess it was 25 at 11 and 25 at 1. And I still think that that's a good thing to do. I just don't have the bandwidth right now to be doing both of them. But yes, I'm tracking them. I mean, I can't tell you every single person that came to Rec and Parks, but I can say I did a 1-hour training for current board members of Rec and Parks on this date at this time. I don't like table attendance.
Right.
Yeah.
So that therefore you would know that next year to do Rec and Parks in the same month or by the same month. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yep. And then, you know, the online course for the employees and for the board members, that's all done in a software system. So it has all the employees who passed, the date they took the course, the date that they got their certificate. And my intent is to change the course in August, to change the questions around, to change the structure around a little bit, and to roll it out again in the same order that was rolled out this year.
Is that the end of your report?
That's the end of my report, yes.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for our executive director?
How do I access the financial disclosure online? What do I do?
Oh, that's a great question, Mike. You go to the website, Baltimore County Inspector General. There's a video that you can watch of me going through the disclosure step by step. There are instructions on there, and you can click on a big yellow box that says fire disclosure here. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I guess it's just worth noting again that as you are all aware, there are two separate forms for financial disclosure. This predates me. I think this originated with the state. There's a Form 1, which is much more intense and vigorous. And then there's Form 2, which is for, I think out of the 12 boards, maybe 8 or 7 or 8 of the boards file Form 2. And it's really, the questions are, you, Mike, what in your life interacts with the Ethics Commission, as opposed to you, Mike, what are the things that encompass you? You know, where does your life work? The questions directed more towards your interactions with the board. I have mixed thoughts on the fact that we have two forms, but for whatever reason, the only form that is online right now, because they were doing this very quickly, is Form 1. So Mike, when you fill it out, you should fill it out with respect to your interaction with the Ethics Commission. You don't necessarily have to list any and all of your stocks because they don't interact with the Ethics Commission. But that's because Form 2 isn't online right now. Next year, hopefully it will be.
So I just file Form 1?
You file Form 1, but you file Form 1 as if it is Form 2. So every question you just make sure you answer with respect to your board or commission.
Okay,
And just make sure you open it up in Google Chrome, because if you open it up in Internet Explorer, it won't work.
Yes,
I need to
I'm
hire
on
an
my
8-year-old kid to do this shit, because I don't know what Google Chrome even means. I mean, it sounds nice.
It's the little icon at the bottom. It's
With the
it's
pretty
yellow,
colors,
and
red,
green.
right.
The bottom of what?
Your computer.
Computer.
Oh, where I got an X here with a red dot?
We'll go over. You probably have an E with a circle through it, a yellow circle through it.
Oh, yeah, I got that.
Yeah, don't use that one.
Don't use that one. Use the other one. That's the red, yellow, green, and blue in the middle.
I've got that one, yes.
Yeah, that's the one
need to
you
make sure
use.
Okay, thank you.
And I would like, if I happen to be killed tomorrow, please put on my tombstone to launch in Google Chrome, not Internet Explorer, because I probably say that 10 times a day.
This is fun.
We don't have any other business that I'm aware of.
So Kelly, did you need to be referring to old business?
Yes, we don't have any other, I'm not aware of any other administrative business, new business, or old business.
Okay, so I was actually going to call for old business, but as part of that, I guess I should ask if anybody else wants to bring up any old business. And then I take it that means then that the C attached, under old business on the agenda, the C attached, that's just a carryover from freeze. Okay. So, and then for new business, Kelly's already indicated new business from her. Does anybody else have any new business? Any other commission concerns or questions at all? Looks like we're going to have a very short meeting. We have a next meeting that is Tuesday, May 4th, 2021 at 3 p.m. And it looks like that's all we have. The meeting about to end at 3:19. With nothing else, I guess I'm going to ask for whether there is a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? I think that Lisa just made a second. There we go. There's a voice. Okay. All in favor of adjourning?
I am.
Okay.
Aye.
And we are adjourned at 3:20 p.m. on April 6th, 2021.
Thank you, and nice to see everybody.
Bye,
Yes.
everybody. Nice to
You
see
Thank
too.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.